term test will be on AutoCAD, and we are going to solve. And in the second term test, we are going to solve the problems on orthographic projection and sectional orthographic and isometric. This will be the topic which we are going to cover in our second term test. If there is some disturbance in the meet, please mute yourself. Everyone, please mute yourself. Rahul, roll number 48. Yes, thank you. Okay, so the second term test will be on AutoCAD. There will be question on orthographic projections or sectional orthographic projection, or it can be from isometric. These are the three topics from which you have to attempt this question, and it will be on AutoCAD. Yes, those who don't have AutoCAD or a PC or laptop will make some arrangement for them. Okay, but maximum possible, those who have laptop and PC have to give the exam on AutoCAD from their home itself. So we'll share the screens and we'll check your recordings. Okay, so let us start with the today's practical. In today's practical, till now what we have seen is the draw toolbar, modify toolbar, annotation, layers we have not yet seen. So today we are going to set the layers. Okay, and then what is the things which we have to do for solving this numerical? You can open the page number. Already I have shared the PDF.
Annotation is also left.
Okay, annotation that we are going to, while solving this numerical, okay, I will show you how to give the dimension. The annotation is nothing but the dimensioning part, dimensioning and the text. Okay, for that we require this, at least we require to solve this numerical, and then we can complete that part. Okay, so I will take this numerical in AutoCAD so that we can easily solve it. Okay, so I have taken this numerical from that screen so that it will be visible here itself, and we'll solve this particular numerical in today's practical. So whenever we are going to start with the practical session, first thing what we do is we set the units. Okay, after that we are going to set the layers. So today we are going to see how to set the layers and what is the importance of layer while solving the numerical in it. Okay, so coming back to our session, so today we are going to see, first of all, let's start the session. We'll type units. Okay, please note it down. In our practical session, the precision level we have to keep 0, and the scale we are going to keep it as millimeter. Okay, so these are the only two changes which always we have to do while starting the AutoCAD session. Okay, that is the first thing. Next is we are going to draw a rectangle. REC, enter. Okay, and for that, the lower, for the first, specify the first corner point. We are going to say 0, 0, enter. Then it will say the other corner point 420, 297. Please note down these units, 420, 297. I again repeat, lower or the first corner point will be 0, 0, and the other corner points will be 420, 297. Okay, then you have to press Z, enter, A, enter. So this is my sheet. Okay, the A3 size paper, and this was the drawing which I have copied. Okay, so I will just move it somewhere here and I'll scale it. How to scale? There is an option of scaling. So I'll say scaling factor as 3 times. Okay, I can again scale it to twice. Scale. This will be the, you don't have to do because already the question is there with you, PDF is there, so you don't have to copy this. Okay, this is for just for reference so that it will be helpful for us to directly view the problem here itself. Okay, no need to again and again switch the window. Okay, Yes, so I have drawn a rectangle. Now let us set the layers. Okay, before setting the layers, why we set the layer? Suppose if I want to draw a hidden line, then or dark line, sorry, object line, dimension line. So we have to draw it on a different layers. That is dotted line, center line. These are the various lines which we have to draw. For drawing that line, we have to set the different layers. So whenever we start with an orthographic projections, we have to set the layers. So for setting the layers, we have to click on the layer property manager. Here is the layer property. Click on the layer property, you will get a window. Okay, a new window will open, and that will say that layer property manager is taking some time. Yes, the window is here. Okay, so it is the layer property manager. Is that window visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in that, first thing which we have to do is we have to set various layers. So please note it down. Okay, I'll share in the WhatsApp group the layer setting, so that it will be helpful to you to set the layer. Suppose, wait a second, I'll just share that so that you can easily view that the same things which we have to do. I will share that in WhatsApp group. Okay, so you'll find that there is one layer setting which I have shared in WhatsApp group. So these things which we have to set. So this will be a reference for you. You can just click and see that image. Okay, the screenshot of that layer property manager has been shared. So this will be your reference. Okay, for henceforth you have to use that as a reference. So we'll try to set all those things in here in AutoCAD. So how to set the new layer? Now here you can see that only one layer is there, that is the default layer, 0 layer. But we want to set the second layer, that is the center line. Okay, so when you click on this icon, okay, this is a new layer icon, or you can directly click on the keyboard Control N. Okay, Control N will give you the new layer. So when you click here, you will get a layer. So you have to name it. So by default, while using the AutoCAD, you have to keep your caps lock on, so that everything which you are going to write will be in capital letters. Center line. Okay. Once you do this, type the name of that layer. Okay, I'll just adjust it so that everything will be visible. Okay, center line. Then the layer color, the layer property, this bulb you have to keep it on. Freezing also don't disturb, lock also don't disturb. Then print plot option, leave it as it is. The layer color. Okay, so click on that white option. When you click, you will get a color option. So you have to use red color for a center line. Okay, so automatically the color coding will change. Then the line type. So line type here, it is continuous. A default line type is continuous. So if we want to change it to center, please note it down while changing it. Now you can see that in the line select line type, we are having only one line. So we have to load that line in our from the library in our drawing sheet. So how to load that? So at the bottom, you can see that there is a load option. Okay, so this you have to do whenever we start a new layer property manager, whenever we are setting a new layer and we want to load a different type of line. So when you click on the load, you will get the different types of lines which are available. Okay, all the lines, type of line will be visible. So on the keyboard, you have to press C, center. Just click on this and center. Okay, so this center line you have to select. Okay, again I'll show you how to load that. Click on this continuous. Okay, click on load, then select ACAD, anyone, and then press C. So automatically it will take you to that line. Select that, click OK. Now what has happened, that line has been loaded here. So select that line. See, till now the continuous line has been selected. If you click OK, again it will show the continuous. But now if I want to load the center, select it and then click OK. So here you should line type, it should be center. Then next is the line weight. So line weight, we are going to set it 0.15. Okay, so here is the dimensions of that line. So we'll set the line weight as 0.15. So this was the first layer. We have set the center layer. So on, we have to set the different layers. So while doing this, please take care that you first prepare a template. Okay, every time you don't have to prepare this layers. Once you prepare these layers, you can use it reuse this layer for different drawings. Okay, now the next color is the green. Okay, line type will be continuous. Here dimension line will be continuous. Okay, and the thickness we are going to keep it as 0.15. Then again, third layer which we are going to set is the hidden line. Yes, any difficulty in setting the layers? Can you easily set the layers? So the reference is given to you. Just I'll select all the layers. We are going to set all the layers hidden line. So now here we can see hidden line we have to set, and the line type is continuous. So click on here, we require hidden line. So again, how to load that? Click on the load option, select any of this layer, and then type H. Automatically it will take you to that hidden. Click OK, select that hidden, click OK. So that hidden layer will be visible. Now hidden line, the thickness of that line is 0.3. Okay, so that changes we have done. Next, fourth layer is object line. Object line, line type for that object is white. We are going to keep it as white. Okay, then line color white, then line type we are going to keep it as continuous. Okay, next layer which we are going to set, thickness also is 0.3. Next layer we are going to set is the projection line. Projection line layer color is blue. Okay, then line type will be continuous, but the thickness of that layer is 0.05. Okay, it's very thin line, 0.05. Next layer which we are going to set is the text, and there is a freedom that you can use any color. Okay, it's not compulsory that you should use this color only. It's your choice to use any of the color. You can use any color, but see that the color is visible. Don't use the color when you take a printout. The color should be visible. That is the only thing. Okay, now I have set the layers and I have closed that window. When you close that window, on the screen you will get all the layers which I have set. See, all the layers which I have set is seen on the screen. Now once you have done this, you have to save this file. Okay, so that in future again and again you don't have to set the layers. Once you have set the layers, that same layers you can use for different drawings. So save as, I will save as this drawing, so that in future I don't have to again do this activity, saving the layers. You just, once you prepare the layer, you can use it in future. So I will save it in specific folder. Sorry, 2021 practical sessions. So this is my ortho template for orthographic. Okay, so I have saved it as orthographic template. Now I want to draw the first problem. So this is my AutoCAD sheet number 1, orthographic projections. So again, now this was the template. I want to draw the new drawing. So I will again say save as, and instead of this I'll say AutoCAD sheet 1. And the name of that problem is orthographic projection. Orthographic projections. Okay, so this I have saved. Now this is my AutoCAD sheet number 1 and orthographic projection. So this is the problem which we have to solve. So now all the layers are available with me. Okay, after drawing I will teach you how to use this dimensions, that is annotation. Okay, so let us start with the problem. So when we are drawing an orthographic projection, okay, so the arrow is very important. Where is the arrow? Okay, so in that I have to draw an arrow which will show the X direction, the direction that is the viewing direction. In that direction we have to observe. So in this question the arrow is missing, so you have to draw the arrow at this place. So in most of the numericals you'll find that there will be some arrows. So with the help of that arrow, see the here, this X, this is the viewing direction. So from this direction we have to view. And in this problem, this AA, right? This is the viewing direction. We have to draw the front view in that direction. So these are the problems, assignment number 5, which we are going to solve. So this is the X direction which we have to view. So I'll just copy this image. Okay, I'll take it here, paste. So this is my okay. So viewing direction X is there. So in that direction, when we observe, okay, when we observe, what we have to find, what we are going to draw, this front view. So we have to draw the front view from this direction X, top view from perpendicular to the horizontal surface, okay, and a side view. So there will be left hand side view and right hand side view. So which we are viewing is the right hand side view. Okay, we have to stand in the position of X, right? When we are observing towards the problem, okay, the observer is the X, we are observing towards we are facing towards this problem, okay, and this view, this side is nothing but right hand side of the problem, and the back side which is not visible here on this side, so that is the left hand side view. So in the first angle projection method, you have to be very clear that the viewing angle, so how we are going to draw the front view, top view and side view. So I'll just copy this. This will be my front view, this will be my top view, copy paste. This will be my side view, copy paste. This will be my, again, a side view. So in that, suppose if I want to enter a text, so that we are going to cover, but just I'll rename this text so that, okay, so single line text, then you will get a window. So that is there in the annotation toolbar. So click here, empty, enter, first corner point, second corner point, text height 5, so you have to keep in mind that this will be my, suppose this is the orthographic projection, okay, so here you will get front view, okay, this will be my front view, always above xy line. Here we can draw the xy line also, F8 to draw the horizontal line, okay. So above xy line here it will be front view, then below xy line there will be a top view, then we have to draw two different lines which will refer. So this is my front view, copy paste. This will be my top view. Here we are going to draw my top view. Then if I want to draw side view, then in first angle projection method, it is completely reversed. Okay, we are observing from left hand side and drawing on right hand side. This is my left hand side view. Please note that the views, now why it is written like this, just I'll explain you. It is left hand side view which is drawn on the right hand side. So if this is the problem, so this will be the views. Okay, front view we have to draw it here, top view we are going to draw it below xy line, or left hand side view on the right hand side and right hand side view on the left hand side. So in this, when we observe from the x direction, okay, so the view which will be seen from the front, that is called as the front view, which will be drawn here. Then when we observe it from top, it will be drawn in the T view, that is top view. Then whichever view we observe it from the right hand side, So suppose if I observe right to the X, right, this view, so that will be drawn on the left hand side. And if I want to draw the left hand side view, now in this problem we cannot draw left hand side view because it is not visible, but in few problems we can see here. Yes, in this problem, suppose if this is the X direction, so here the right hand side view is not visible, so in that case the left hand side view we have to draw. Okay, so this will be left hand side view instead of right hand side view we have to draw. Okay, so that changes we are going to make. Then next here also you have to draw, this is the direction of X, this will be my left hand side view which we have to draw, sectional front view, top view, right? The question will be like this, draw the front view, top view, side view. A pictorial view of a machine part is shown in the figure. Okay, draw the front view from direction X, so we have to draw the front view, then top view from top direction, and left hand side view from Y direction. So this will be the left hand side view which will be drawn on the right hand side, because what happened, the first angle projection method, we are observing from the left hand side and it is projected on a right hand plane. Okay, so that's why it is drawn on that side. Yes, any difficulty till now to set the layers? Yes, is there any difficulty to set the layers? Okay,
No, sir.
one more thing, what we have done is we have started this orthographic projection. Okay, and in this orthographic projection there are a few basic things which we have to refer. So simultaneously while doing the AutoCAD practical, I will explain the concepts of AutoCAD orthographic projection. What exactly is the orthographic projection? Okay, one by one I'll explain the concepts of orthographic projection and then we'll complete this problem. Okay, our aim is to complete this problem in AutoCAD while learning the orthographic projections. So just we'll go through some slides, okay, the PowerPoint presentation, and in that we'll just understand what is the orthographic projection, and again we'll come back to this AutoCAD session. Okay. Okay, so this is the first problem, in which suppose if I observe it from front direction. Okay, if I observe it from front direction, what will be the views or what you will get in the front direction? If I want to draw, you will get this height, that is 32 millimeter. Okay, the L shape you will get. Okay, reverse direction it will be in L shape like this, 72 millimeter, 13 millimeter. Then this surface won't be visible when you observe. Imagine that you are observing from this X direction. Okay, so in that case what will be the front view? Front view will be just this L shape. Okay, the surface will be seen as it is. Okay, it will be seen as a line. Then this surface will be visible. Okay, and here this line, it won't be visible. Okay, we don't have an access to that. Okay, when we observe it from front, this thing is not visible. So how we are going to show that? So while showing that, we have to show it as a hidden. So we'll take this simple problem first and we'll get views of this, and then we'll again come back to that problem. Okay, so let us try to solve this numerical now. Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have to draw the front view, top view, and side view of this problem, simple problem which I have taken. Okay, and we have to show the different views of that problem. So first of all, whenever we are going to draw this bounding rectangle, we can easily draw 0, 0, and this will be 420, 297. After that, we have to take a projection lines. Okay, So take a projection layer. Whichever line you have to draw, you have to select that particular layer. Suppose if I want to draw dimension line, then you have to select that particular layer. If I want to draw object line, then you have to select that particular layer. So now I want to draw projection lines. Okay, this will be common for each and every problem. Now here I have to select the midpoint. I will draw a horizontal line. I will divide this rectangle into 4 equal parts. Okay, so I have divided into 4 equal parts. Then I want to draw 2 parallel lines on it. So I will use the offset command, O enter. O enter on screen. This is the offset command. It is available here. O enter, distance 10 millimeter. Okay, I'll select this line, parallel on right side, parallel on left side. Select this line, parallel right side, parallel left side. Okay, so I have divided this thing into 4 equal parts. Now on which side the front view we have to draw? Either we have to draw front view on this side, left side, right side, where we have to draw the front view, that we are going to see. So whenever we are going to draw the front view, you have to keep in mind this thing. Okay, so now front view and top view will be one below the other. Now suppose if you have to draw right hand side view, it will be drawn on the left hand side, and left hand side view will be drawn on the right hand side. So this particular problem, which view we are going to able to draw? Front view, okay, then top view, and we are going to draw the left hand side view. Left hand side view is drawn on which side? Right side, right? So this will be the space utilized for my left hand side view. So I will use this copy, I'll say paste. So here this is my left hand side view. I will draw it here. Then I will draw my front view, copy, paste. So somewhere here I will draw my front view, and I will draw my top view somewhere here. Okay, so these are the 3 views which we are going to draw. Suppose if I have selected the different problem, suppose if I have selected this problem, okay, the third one, then what will happen? In this case, front view and top view one below the other, and right hand side view will be drawn on the left hand side. So in that problem, what will happen? Here you are going to draw the front view, top view, and this will be the right hand side view. Means what we are doing, we are dividing the rectangle into 4 equal parts, and we are fitting it as per our choice. We can utilize this space, right? We can utilize this space. Okay, whenever we want to draw right hand side view, then our fit rectangle will be somewhat like this. And suppose if I want to draw a right hand side view, then I will use this. Suppose if I want to draw a left hand side view, then in that case I will utilize somewhat like this. Okay, so we are fitting it as per our choice. So in this case, we have to draw left hand side view, which will be drawn on the right hand side. So let us start the numerical first. Okay, so this will be the point. Okay, with the help of this corner point, okay, where 32 and 71 meets, that will be the point. So whenever we want to draw an outline of a problem, okay, so that in that case, what we have to do, we have to use an object line. So L enter. From this point, I will draw a vertical line whose length is 32 millimeter. Okay, after drawing that, I will draw horizontal line 13 millimeter. Then vertical distance, which is not known to us, so I'll leave it as it is. Then L enter. From this point, horizontal distance of 71 millimeter. It is given. Then vertical distance. How much is that vertical distance? Again, it is 13 millimeter. So I will take 13 millimeter. Okay, then I'll take, just extend that line. Okay, here also I'll draw and I'll extend this line. Then I can use TR, double enter, and I can trim off this excess edges. So I have drawn this surface. Is it visible? What exactly I have drawn? Whenever we observe it from front, you will get this L shape. Okay, so this portion I have drawn. Then what we are going to see in the front, what else? You can see this 32 millimeter from here. Okay, 32 plus 13. How much is that distance? Total vertical distance. You have to use the calculator while solving the numerical. 45 millimeter is the vertical distance here. So from this L enter, from this point, I will draw 45 millimeter vertical line. 45 millimeter, then horizontal distance 38 millimeter. 38 millimeter, then again 32 millimeter bottom, escape. So this much portion will be visible. Okay, so when we observe from front, this surface, Okay, this is the horizontal surface. Whenever the horizontal surface is that surface will overlap. Only the edge you are going to get. Okay, so that's why here we have to draw only the edge. Similarly, this surface will be visible in the top. It will not be visible in the front. So here you will get only the edge. Then one more thing which we have to show, that is this 10 millimeter slot, but we cannot directly show that. So how we are going to show that slot? So select that line. Okay, offset O, enter, offset distance of 10 millimeters. Select this line and draw parallel to it. Okay, now this line is not an object line. This should be a hidden line. So I will show it as a hidden, but that hidden is not visible actually. So I'll change the color. If it is not visible, blue color is not visible to you, you can change the color so that it will be visible on the screen. Now is it visible? But what is happening? The line, you can see the hidden line. When I zoom, then only the hidden line is visible. But at present, the hidden line is not visible as clear as we want. So you can select this. I'll say property, right click. There is a property option. Please note down this command. Okay, and you have to change the scale. I'll change the scale to 5. Okay, and then close. Escape. So can you see what I have done? I have changed the line scale. So now if I want to show this hidden feature, so by viewing this, I can easily observe that there is some hidden line is there. Okay, some slot is there. So that's why we can show it here with the help of this hidden line. So anything which is not visible in the front view, but we have to show that details. So that time what we are going to use, that is the hidden line. Okay, now let us draw the top view. This was the front view of that object. Now top view, we have to start with this corner point 38 and 14, the intersection point of 38 and 14. That corner point we have to start. L, enter. From this point I will draw horizontal line, but yes, my layer, you have to check whether it is object layer. Yes, it is object layer. 38, then 14 millimeter, then again 38 and 14. So I have drawn this rectangle. This portion I have drawn. Okay, this rectangular portion I have drawn. Then next I want to complete this. Okay, so 71 millimeter is the rectangle, so I can draw that 71 millimeter directly. From here I will take 71 millimeter, then horizontal vertical distance 34 millimeter. I will create a rectangle of again 71 millimeter. I'll close this. Okay, so when we observe it from top, you will get this feature, but in that there is this line. Okay, this line we have to show, this slot. How to show that slot? Let us first complete this portion. 13 millimeter you have to complete, and then we can show that. So while completing the 13 millimeter, I'll use an offset command of 13 millimeter. I'll select this line, I'll say offset. Okay, automatically that line will get offset at 13 millimeter. So this portion I have easily shown here. So this is that rectangular portion. Now I want to show this slot. Okay, so while showing this slot, I can directly use a center line, and the slot thickness, how much is the depth of that slot? It is of 10 millimeters. So I'll draw a line of 10 millimeter. Then I'll use the offset command. So here the offset command is very useful. O, enter, offset. How much is the thickness? 14 millimeters. So I will offset this as 7 millimeter. 7 millimeter above, 7 millimeter below. Okay, then I'll connect these two with a straight line. I will delete the center line. Okay, this line is not visible. Then TR, double enter. I will trim out this edge. Okay, so when we observe it from top, you will get this slot. Is that clear? Any difficulty till now? So we have drawn it.
No, sir.
Front view of a problem. We have drawn the top view of a problem. Now we are going to draw its left hand side view. So now in left hand side view, what we have to do? We have to observe this problem from this direction. So we are going to start with this intersection of 13 millimeter and 34 millimeter. Okay, these 2 points, we have to start from these 2 points. So let us start there. L, enter. Okay, vertical distance of 13 millimeter, horizontal distance again 34 millimeter will take. Vertical distance 13 millimeter, horizontal distance of 34 millimeter, and then we'll click escape. So this much portion we have drawn. Okay, then next, again here we want to draw that slot. So I will take a vertical line. I will use an offset command, O, enter. I will say 7 millimeter, offset on that left side, offset on right side. I'll delete this line which is not required. Okay. So if I observe it from left hand side, you will get two small rectangles. Okay, this is the small 13. Okay, then this portion, and in between there is again a surface which is gone behind. But when we observe it from left hand side, it will be you're going to see as the same plane surfaces 1, 2, and 3. Three plane surfaces you will get 1, 2, 3. Three plane surfaces will be visible. So I have drawn that. Then starting from here, you will get the 32 millimeter. So you can see that when we observe from this direction, these two lines will overlap. Okay, the edges, the intersection edges. So horizontal surface will not be visible. So that surface you have to skip, and we have to draw 32 millimeter. L enter. From this point, I will draw 32 millimeter. Horizontal 14 millimeter. Vertical distance of again 32 millimeter. Okay, so this portion I have drawn. Then from bottom 32 millimeter, you have to draw a line from here, bottom 32 millimeter, and then close that. Okay, I'll extend it beyond that line, TR double enter, and remove that portion. So here I have completed the left hand side view, front view, top view. And now let us learn the next toolbar, that is the annotation. So everyone please concentrate here. Now we are going to start the next part, that is the annotation. So while giving the dimensions, we require this particular toolbar, that is annotation. So let me check the attendance for today's lecture. How many students are there? 64. Fine. One is absent. One or two are absent. Let you please post the attendance in the chat box. Okay. I will continue with the session. You please post your attendance in the chat box. Okay. So who is the CR? Class representative? Yes, class representative. Who is that? Hello. Okay. I think no one has been appointed as a CR, I guess.
No, sir. Sir, Akila, Anil Kumar is the CR, roll number 4.
Roll number 4?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So your task is to record the attendance of individuals. So you can view their roll numbers, right? Roll number 1, 2, 3. At the end, you have to post the attendance. Okay. How many are absent? You just post the absentees numbers. I will get those numbers from the chat box, but still just go through this, check whether all are present. Whoever is absent, you just send me a WhatsApp message that these students were absent in the lecture. Okay. You take twice in the practical at the beginning. At any twice you can check whether all are present or absent. Okay. Just go through the, then 2 or 3 are missing. See, suppose if I check, then roll number 60 is missing. Roll number 60. Then roll number 9. Roll number 9 is missing. 69. So you have to record the attendance, and you maintain in your notebook. You maintain on so and so practical session, these roll numbers were absent. Okay. Is that fine?
Okay, sir.
Just you maintain a record. I will also maintain. I have a recording with me. But still, on a safer side, you also maintain the record so that it will be helpful for me. Suppose if anyone is present, then I won't mark him absent. Okay. Yes. Coming back to the session. And now we are going to learn the annotation toolbar. In annotation toolbar, suppose if I want to give the dimensioning. Okay. So if I want to give dimension in annotation toolbar, there is a dimension option. So this is the dimension, direct dimensions which we can give, or I prefer that don't use this dimension. Here there is an options of dimensions available: linear, aligned, angular, arc, radius, diameter, coordinates, and jog. So most preferably we use linear and the radius or diameter. Only 3 dimensions we use, but we are going to see all the dimensions, how to give the dimensions to any of the problem. So when I give the linear dimension, suppose if I want to give this 38 millimeter, okay, so select, yes, one more thing, while giving the dimensions, what we have to do, we have to select the dimension layer, that is dimension layer we have prepared. Okay, so that layer we have to select, then select the linear dimension, first linear dimension, select the first point and second point in between where you have to give the dimensions. Okay, but what is happening now, is that dimension visible? So in most of the cases what will happen, that dimension will not be visible. When you zoom, then only that dimension will be visible. But here what is happening, 38.0000, right, 4 times 0 is there, and the arrow is also not visible clearly. So we have to do some few settings before giving the dimensioning, and this will be say once you do the setting, just save it in the template. This will be uniform, no need to do it again and again. Okay, so the setting is dim style. You have to type DIMSTY. Okay, you please note it down, this command. The command is DIMSTY, dimension style. Okay, dim style it is. So when you click on dim style, you will get a dimension style manager. Once you get the dimension style manager, in that, suppose if I want to change the dimension style, how we are going to set the dimension style? So click on the modify option. Okay, once you click on the modify option, there are few options: lines, symbols, text, fit, primary, alternate, tolerance. Okay, so all the settings which we are not going to do, we are going to do the required settings, only required settings. What are the required settings that we are going to do? So don't disturb the line setting. In symbols, change the arrow size to 3. Okay, only this small changes you have to do. Arrow size 3. In text, changes the text height to 5. Use ISO standard. Okay, ISO standard you have to use, or you can use aligned with dimension. We can go with aligned with dimension or ISO. You can check the dimensioning style, how it works. Okay, individual dimensioning styles are there. So if I go with ISO, let us check what happens. Okay, then in the primary, in fits, no changes to be done. In primary units, precision, make it 0, and then click OK. Only this much settings we have to do. Click OK, close. Okay, so that dimension is visible now. Okay, so again I'll show you dim style. Now if I give a vertical dimension, see, dimension vertical, this dimension if I want to give, it will be visible, 32. Yes, but I prefer that you use aligned with dimension. Again, I'll go to dim style, dimension style, modify. Now see what is the changes it will happen. If I use aligned with dimension, click OK, close. One second. Dim style, modify. Okay, horizontal, complete all dimensions as horizontal, close. All the dimensions will be visible. This is the unilateral dimensioning system which we are going to use. Wait for 1 minute, just I'll again connect. Okay, so if I want to give the dimensioning style, we can change the dimensioning style as per our choice. You can use align dimension, you can use the ISO dimensioning style. So what happens, the dimensioning style changes. Okay, so align with dimension, ISO standard, and horizontal. So you can change the setting, but basically you have to just change these things. Arrows and symbols, arrow size 3, text height you have to keep 5, primary units you have to keep the precision 0. Only these 3 settings you can change. And in the text, you can use any of the horizontal, align with dimension, or ISO. just you check how the dimension style works. Whichever you feel comfortable, you can use that. Okay. Or we'll make a habit of using the horizontal dimensioning style. Everyone will use horizontal dimensioning style. Okay. Close. So this is regarding the dimensioning and regarding the annotation. Suppose if I want to give the dimension to the circle, how we are going to use the dimensioning to the circle? C, enter. Suppose if I draw a circle, okay, and I want to give dimension to that. So radius, if I want to give radius to this, I can use radius. Or if I want to give diameter, I can use diameter to that circle. Okay. So this is regarding the dimensioning. So in dimensioning, again, annotation toolbar, there is another, that is text. In text, there are two things: multi-line text and single line. So if I want to write only a single line, then you can use a single line text. If I want to use a multi-line, you can use multi-line text. So preferably you can use multi-line text, and shortcut for multi-line is MT. Okay, MT, enter. Then it will say specify the first corner point. Then it will say opposite corner point. Two corner points it will take. Then you type your text. So I will type it today's. This is my AutoCAD sheet 1. Okay. Now you check the height. How much is the height? What happens? Suppose if I click the close, so that text is not visible. See what happened. The text is not visible. The text is there. It is a small dot, right? Because the height of the text is too small, so it won't be visible on the screen. So you don't get panic whenever the text is not visible. What you can do, just select that text, okay, zoom it, double click on it, okay, and select all the text, and you make a changes in that 5, and click on the blank space. Again, select that text, select all the text, make it 5, press enter, okay, and then click on the blank space. Now it is visible. Okay, if I want to increase the height, again you can do that, and all the commands, that is copy paste commands, are applicable to it. You can do 10. Suppose if I want to make it bold, italic, right, I want to strike it, that also you can do. Underline is required, yes, you can do it. Okay, suppose if I want to change the font, that also can be done in here. Okay, so these are the few basic things which we can apply to our text. Okay, so that we can use. Do you want to save the text? Yes. So my sheet number 1, so this text is available. So this is regarding the dimensioning. So you have to practice this problem in AutoCAD, this first problem of orthographic projection, and you have to give all the dimensioning. So let us give dimensioning now. Individual dimensioning. Suppose if I want to give linear dimension here, the height is 13. That whatever dimension we want, we can give the dimension 10. If I want to delete the dimension, just select it and you can delete it. The total is how much? 34. The slot is having thickness of 14. Okay, here this thickness is how much? 13. View dimension, if it is not, you can distribute the dimension among all the views. Okay, don't repeat the dimensions. Give the single dimensions. Whatever dimensions are here in the drawing, you give that much dimensions, and avoid giving dimension inside the drawing. Okay, suppose if the I want to show this 71, it should not be inside the drawing, it should be outside. Any dimension should be outside the drawing, 5 mm away from the drawing. Don't give it inside the drawing. Is that clear? Yes. Any difficulty in this? Front view, top view, side view? Okay, now in today's session, the third part which we are going to learn is how to save our drawing in a PDF format. Okay, so now this is not required, this was just for reference. Now I will name the drawing. What happened? I have to prepare some nameplate, a template, right? So in that, some name of the college should be there, right? All the details should be there. So I'll just show you that template if it is available with me. Okay, I'll share this details, what details are required here. So in that you have to prepare a template where the name of the college will be there, the division at attendance. So we can prepare that here itself. Suppose if I want to prepare, draw a line from here, here. So you can write your name of the college, your detail, right? So all the dimensions are in mm. You have to write. So I will share the details. Whatever the template details is there, you have to share. You have to write your name and roll number, division, then drawing name, all the details you have to write. And while taking the printouts, now suppose if I want to save this drawing, this heading will not be there because in the nameplate all the details will be there. So no need to write the heading and all. Just you can write the problem number. Okay. And now suppose if I don't want to view this projection lines, okay, I can hide it. See, those projection lines will not be visible. So this is the advantage of using the layers. Just you can hide, switch it on, switch it off. You can switch it on or switch it off. Suppose the dimensions lines, we don't want dimensions in the drawing, you can switch it off. Okay, dimensions will not be visible. Now I want to see the dimensions. Again, you can switch on the layer, the dimensions line will be visible. Okay, and now you adjust. Now this front view, top view, side view, you can adjust as per. Suppose if I want to F8, so this is my front view, this is my, you make a drawing so neat and clean that it should be visible. Now no need of writing this top view at this end. Okay, so you can adjust as per your drawing size. So this is my front view, top view, and side view, left hand side view. Now I want to take a printout of this. So while taking a printout, okay, you have to go to plot option, which is available, print option. Okay, print, in that there is a plot, print plot option, or directly you can click Control P in keyboard. When you click Control P, so you will get this plot model, or you can directly click here, print, you will get this plot model. So in this, first of all, now if the printer is available, you can directly take a printout, right? If the printer is available, you can directly take a printout. But if the printer is not available, what we have to do? So we can select DWG to PDF. Okay, you please note down this, drawing to PDF. We can save this as a PDF file, and this PDF file we can take it in a pen drive, and you can print at anywhere, where even if the AutoCAD is not available, you can give a printout of this. So there are few settings which we have to do. Okay, and while submitting on the portal, on ERP portal, you have to submit as a PDF file. So that's why we have to save it as a PDF. So name of the plain plotter, you have to save it as a PDF. Then paper size. Paper size which we have to do is ISO A4 297 210. Okay, this we are going to use. Then what to print? So I will say window. Okay, then you have to select the topmost and the bottommost, the top left and bottom right corner. Okay, then click on the center plot. Then you check preview, how the printout will be visible. Okay, just take a preview. So this is my printout. Yes, it is neat and clean. All the lines are visible. Okay, after getting this, you can click on this plot option. So when you click on the plot option, it will create a PDF. It will ask where to save the PDF. So you specify the file location. You say where you want to save that drawing. You just give that location. That file will be saved there as a PDF. I'll save it in a proper folder. Okay, save. Now let us go there and check our drawing 2021 practical sessions. Okay, so this is my drawing, AutoCAD sheet number 1, orthographic projection model. Okay, and you can now you can use your regular printer. You can print this file, or you can email this file to anyone if you want. If you want to upload in a portal, you can do that. So this is regarding the saving the files. Okay. Now let us come back to our today's practical session problem. Okay, this problem we are going to solve now. So everyone will refer. Yes, बोलिए.
सर जैसे हम ये सेव करते हैं पीडीएफ में, सो इन योर डायग्राम ऑल लाइन आर शोइंग डार्क में, बट हमारे इसमें फेंट हो जाती है कुछ लाइंस.
हाँ, तो उसको क्या करना है बताता हूँ. देखो, जब भी हम लोग प्रिंट करते हैं ना, यहाँ पे, so Control P, when I print this, there is an option, okay, whether we want to print as per our, what should be the line weight, plot the object line weight, or plot with the transparency, what we want to plot. Okay, that we can do. Or there is one more thing which we can do. Directly you select this complete whatever thing which we want to print, and say here color white. Okay, by block, you can say by block, and then print. So you will get all the lines as a normal. And one more thing, whenever we are going to see here, there is a printer, you can, this line won't get print. Okay, if the line weight is given, so this line will not get printed. If it is plot option is not given to it, so it won't print. That also you have to check. Then there is a line weight. There is a line weight option, customize. In the customize, there is a line weight option. You can see this line weight. Once the line weight is seen, so you check which is the icon. You can see this is that icon. So if the line weight is visible, you can see now, you can easily see the difference of line weight. Okay, this line is drawn as 0.3 object line, the dimension lines. Okay, so if the line weight is on, you can see the difference of that line, which is my hidden line. So now I'll select this and I'll say by layer. So whichever layer we have selected, according to it, the line is visible. Okay, so you can keep this off, and then all the lines will be seen as a normal line. Better I will say that you select whole drawing and say by block, and then take a printout. Everything will be neat and clean. It will be printed neat and clean. Yes, any other difficulty while taking a printout? Okay, can we start with this problem now? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Uh, 63 are there. Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we want to draw this view now, the front view, side view, and top view. So whenever we are going to draw it in a plain paper, that time what we have to do, we have to measure its maximum length, width, and height, because now in the AutoCAD we have the infinite space, but while drawing on a paper we require a maximum height, length, and width to complete the problem. So I'll just show you here itself. So suppose if I want to complete this, so this, in this I will get, this will be my width. Sorry, this will be my length of a problem, which is perpendicular. Then I will get a height, h. In front view we draw length and height. In top view we get width. And length. Whereas in side views we get height and width. Same thing, right hand side view, height and width. Okay, so these are the dimensions which we require for completing our views. So which is the length? So length will be any dimensions which is perpendicular to the x, right? You can see that 55 millimeter is the length, 25 millimeter is the length, whereas this 20 millimeter is the height, and 60, 50, 30 are along the width. Okay, so any vertical dimensions in this view will be representing the height. Any dimensions parallel to the x will be representing width. Any direction which is perpendicular to x direction will be the length. So to complete this, let us find out the maximum length of the problem. Can anyone tell me maximum length? How much is the total length of the problem? Total length of the problem. Just go through it and tell me maximum length.
So 100.
Let us check. Yes, any other? Anyone else? Can anyone guess the length of this problem? You can calculate, use the calculators.
120.
120. Yes, anyone else?
120.
Hmm?
120.
Okay.
110, sir.
110. Yes, anyone else? Okay, chalo, we'll calculate the length. Yes, everyone, please, those who have calculated as well as those who have not calculated, use the calculator and tell me the total length. So starting from this point, 25 plus 55. Okay, 25 plus 55 plus 20. Just use this 25 plus 55 plus 20. Then you have to add this radius. Can you see this? 20 millimeter and this center point are coincide. Then this radius, outer radius is R20 plus 20. So how much is the total length of the problem? It is 120 millimeter. Are you getting it? Yes. Any difficulty in calculating the maximum length of the problem? 20 radius of this arc. So from this point to this point, it is again 20 millimeter. Then plus 55 plus 25. So maximum length of the problem is 120 millimeters. So we require 120 millimeter horizontal space to complete the front view. Okay, so this is the maximum length. Then if I want to complete, how much is the maximum height? Can anyone? Yes, you calculate and tell me your guesses. Then I will calculate. You individual do the calculation. Okay, maximum height. What is the maximum height? Do the calculation and tell me maximum height of this problem. Yes, yes, anyone?
Sir, remove your cursor.
How much is?
65.
65. Anyone else? Okay, So let us calculate that. From all the vertical dimensions will be the height. So here don't calculate the overlapping dimensions, that we have to check. So 20 millimeter up to this surface, then from that surface you can see the 30 millimeter till the radius of center of the circle, and then radius 20. So 20 plus 30, how much is that? 50 plus 20, total is 70 millimeter. Yes, total height of this problem, maximum height is 70 millimeter. Are you getting it? Any difficulty in calculating the maximum height? 70 millimeter, right? Now, next, maximum width. Very simple. Maximum width of the problem.
60.
60. Okay, maximum width is 60 millimeters. So everyone should get a habit of calculating first maximum length, width, and height of a problem. Once you calculate the maximum length, width, height, you will be able to get how much is the space required to complete the front view, top view, left hand side view, right hand side view. So if I want to complete the front view, maximum height, maximum length, this much space is required. You can leave 10 millimeter here, 10 millimeter on the other side, 10 millimeter above the XY line, 10 millimeter below the XY line. Okay, so according to it, you can just calculate. So you just do the calculation, okay, and we can guess how much is the maximum length, width, and height required. Okay, and one more thing, the same problem you have to solve it in the classwork as a conventional drawing, because in the term test, second term test, it will be on AutoCAD, and the end semester exam there will be question on this for 15 to 20 marks which you have to draw it on a paper. Okay, so it is a combination. On paper also you have to draw, similarly on AutoCAD also you have to complete this topic. So both the things are there. Same problem you will get in the assignment. So you can see that there are few assignments. Just we'll go through it now. Wait a second. Hello, am I audible? Okay, so we were in the term worksheets, laboratory work. Here it is. You have to solve term worksheet. Now at present we are not going to complete the practice sheet. Okay, we are just holding it because due to shorter duration. So we are going to skip this practice sheet, but you have to complete the term worksheet number 1. Then even practice sheet number 2 we are going to skip. We are going to concentrate only on the term worksheet 2. This sheet we have to complete. Yes, then practice sheet number 3 we are going to skip. This you can solve it for as a practice problem. Okay, in our classwork book you have to solve it as a practice problem. So next session will solve this problem. Yes, this term worksheet number 3. This problem you have to solve it on your term work book. I hope you have maintained 3 sketchbook. One is for classwork, one is for assignment, and one is for term work. So in that term work book, first we are going to solve this projection of solid term worksheet number 1. Now this problem, what I will do, I will record a video for all the 3 problems as I have done in the line problem. Okay, the second problem of the line, I have recorded a video because the time duration is very short. So I will record a video for all these 3 problems, and you can complete this term worksheet number 1. Similarly, I will prepare a short video on this term worksheet number 2. You can complete that also. And then next we want to complete this term worksheet number 3. 2 problems are there. Okay, so these 2 problems you have to draw front view, top view. So in this, let us calculate the maximum length, width, and height. Okay, the third problem which is visible on the screen. Is it visible? Yes. Am I audible there? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let us calculate the maximum length of this problem. Is this problem visible on screen?
Yes.
Can anyone tell the maximum length? This is the direction x, okay? And any direction which is perpendicular to the x will be the length. So calculate and tell me the maximum length. Yes, anyone? Maximum length. No one is going to calculate. 1 second. Stop sharing. Share the entire screen. Okay. Can you see the problem now? Is the problem visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's visible, sir.
Yeah. So actually that screen was not visible. Can you calculate the maximum length in this problem? Maximum length.
So 150.
150. Yes, anyone else?
150.
How do you
150.
calculate? Yes, 25 plus 110. Okay. So how to calculate that? 25 plus 110 plus 15. 25 plus 110 plus 15. That is the maximum length. What will be the maximum height? Can anyone tell me?
75.
75.
75.
Okay. What will be the maximum width?
80.
80 millimeters.
80.
So I was explaining about this term worksheet. Okay, projection of solids. So this is the term worksheet 1. I will prepare a short video on this. 3 problems are there. You have to solve it on the term workbook. You have maintained 3 sketchbooks, right? One is for assignment, another is for classwork, and the third one we are going to use is for term worksheet. So term worksheet number 1, term worksheet number 2, section of solid, term worksheet number 3. Whereas we are not going to cover this practical sheets as there is a shortage of time and there will be burden on you to complete the term worksheet as well as the practice sheet. So we are going to skip this part. The practice sheet we are not going to complete. We are just going to concentrate on the term worksheets now. Okay. So total 5 term worksheets are there that we are going to complete. Term worksheet number 4. And this is term worksheet number 5. Sorry, term worksheet number 4. This is not 3, actually this is 4. So total 4 term worksheets will be there. So one by one I will prepare a different video, short videos for you, so that it will be helpful to complete the term work. Similarly, there is an assignment. Total 8 assignments are there. Already we have completed this projection of line assignment and engineering curves. The assignment number 1 and assignment number 8 we have covered. The engineering curves. Okay, so next assignment which we are going to solve is the orthographic projection. That is assignment number 5. 2 problems are there. Then projection of solids, section of solids, and plane. So by evening I will post a video on projection of plane, how to complete this assignment. So you're going to complete this third assignment. This will be my third assignment. First assignment was on engineering curve, second is on projection of straight line, third assignment will be on projection of planes, then fourth will be on projection of solids, section of solids, and then orthographic projection will be so on. So these assignments you have to complete. I will prepare a video. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, let us complete. Now let us come back to our problem. Now I want to complete this problem. So what is the steps? First, draw a horizontal line. Select the layer of projection, horizontal line. Now that layer is not visible, so make it visible. See, that layer was hidden. So that's why it was not visible. I have drawn a line, but it was not visible. Again, so offset 10 millimeter on right side, on left side, above it, below it. Okay, so you have to prepare this now. Which, if it is from X direction, front view will be where we are going to draw the front view, top view, and which side view we are going to draw? Right hand side view. Right hand side view is always drawn on where? We are going to draw it on the left side. Okay, so here we are going to draw front view, top view, right hand side view on left hand side. In AutoCAD, it is very convenient because even if we make a mistake, we can just move the object. Okay, now we use a bounding rectangle. So we have already calculated how much is the maximum length and height of the problem. Maximum length is 120 millimeter, and maximum height, how much is the maximum height? 30 plus 20, 50 plus 20, 70. Okay, so I will use REC, enter, rectangle. Okay, first point, and then next point will be 120 tab 70. Okay, so this is my bounding rectangle. In this, the front view will fit. The length 120 millimeter, height 70 millimeter. Okay, after doing this, I will just first locate the center of this. I will locate the center of this circle. I want to draw this circle first. So this circle is at a distance of 20 millimeter from this edge. Okay, from this is 20 millimeter, and from bottom it is at a distance of 50 millimeter. So I will locate that. From here, its vertical distance F8, okay, 50 millimeter and 20 millimeter. So I will get this center. So at that center, I will draw two semicircles. So object line, I will select object line, one circle of 10 millimeter radius, C, enter. Here you have to draw radius of 10 millimeter radius, 20 millimeter diameter, and second of radius 20. So C, enter, second of radius 20. Okay, now I want this as a semicircle. So what I'll do, I'll draw a vertical line. Okay, I will draw a vertical line, and I will trim off the half part. TR, double enter. I will trim off the half part. I will delete this line. Okay, this much portion was required, only that much portion. Okay, 1 second. Control Z. I require this much portion. I will just draw a horizontal line. Okay, and this quarter part is not required. TR, double enter. Only this much part is not required. So I'll delete that. Okay, then from this line, I will draw vertical distance. From center, I will draw vertical distance up to 30 millimeter. So from here it is 10. So remaining distance is how much? 10 millimeter. Then from this point, I will draw 20 millimeter, and I'll come down by 20 millimeter. Okay. Then I'll draw horizontal distance of 55 millimeter. I will draw just a vertical line here. Okay. And again, from this point, I will draw 25 millimeter. Draw vertical line of how much is the height? Vertical line height is again 20 millimeter, and close it. Okay, this was as a reference line, center line. So you can convert this to a center line. Okay, now it is not visible as a center. Change the property of that line. Make a line type scale as 10. Okay, now it is visible as a center line. Even here, if I want to draw a center line, you can make that changes. Okay, coming back to our problem. Here, I want to draw this portion now. Okay, 21 millimeter, I will draw a vertical line. Okay, 21 millimeter. So the cylindrical portion I want to show first. So how we are going to show that cylindrical portion, that we are going to see. So in that, I will draw one parallel line here. So offset distance of 10 millimeter. Select this line, offset of 10 millimeter. Then draw vertical line from here, connect it. So this line I have represented. So this much portion I have drawn. See the curve portion. then the vertical line, and here I have drawn the horizontal portion. Now the remaining part I will complete as I complete the top view. Let us first complete the top view and then I will complete the front view, because directly it is not possible to complete the front view, because what happens, few of the features will not be visible here. So let us complete the top view first. So if I want to complete the top view, we require length and width. How much is the width? 60 millimeter, and length is 120 millimeters. So I have to draw a rectangle. REC, enter. I will use a projection line. REC, enter. Select this point. Horizontal distance 120 millimeter, and this distance is 60 millimeter. I'll draw this rectangle, and in that first I will draw a center line. So for that, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Take a center line. Okay. L, enter. From a midpoint. Okay, I'll draw a center line. Now this line again, you don't have to change the line property. What, there is a match property option is there. So you just select this. There is a match property. Click on this match property and select the line. Okay, automatically that line will get converted with the line type scale. Whatever scale you want, that will get converted. So every time you don't have to change the property. Once you have done, it will be easily. Now you can stretch this line also. Just I have to stretch it downward so that you will get the intersection point of this, so that you can draw a circle having radius of 10 millimeter and radius of 25 millimeter. So I will draw two circles. First, C, enter. I will change the line type, object line, C, enter. Intersection point 10 millimeter radius. Second, C, enter. A radius of 25 millimeter. Okay, these two circles I have drawn, but now you can see that this is going to be a means it has to be cut, right? It is not a complete circle. So how much is that distance? 35 millimeter, right? So that distance is 35 millimeter. Now how to draw that 35 millimeter? Okay, for drawing it, what I'll do, I'll copy this line, CO, enter, copy it from here. Okay, I'll paste it here. 1 second, yes. So I have pasted it here. Now use the offset distance, O, enter. 35 by 2. How much is the 35 by 2? It is 17.5. So 17.5. Select this line on right top, on bottom. Okay. You can just copy that part. Then use TR double enter. TR double enter. Trim off these edges. Okay, these edges are not required. So you just trim it off. Okay, when we observe it from top, you will get this curved surface. Then you can see that this is a corner point. This small edge is there. So you can represent this with a line, straight line. Okay. So I have drawn that portion. So this small portions is also visible from the top. So these are the features, that small portion is there. From the top, you will get the complete surface. Then we have to draw the cylinder. Okay, for drawing that cylinder, the same height, it is having 35 millimeter width. Okay, so this line has to be continued. So you can extend this line. So for that, there is an extend option. We have seen in the modify, right? Extend. So you can select this, just select that line. It will go and extend it till that line. So this feature I have used, that extended that line. Now I can use L, enter, right? Cylinder, when we observe it from top, it will be seen as a rectangle, right? So this portion I can show. Then I want to show as a hidden line. Okay, so how to show the hidden line? Select the hidden lines. Yes, hidden line. L, enter. Okay, here I want to show hidden from this feature. Okay, till this point. Then again, I want to change the line property. Right click, change the line property as, I'll say it is to be 10. Then it will be seen as a hidden line. Then I can again draw it, or offset distance of 20 millimeter. O, enter, of 20. Select this line, offset of 20. So when we observe it from top, what will happen? You will get this hidden line of this internal circle. Okay, so that I have shown. Then next is, this line has to be drawn here. So select the object line now. Object line. If it is not letting you to draw a vertical line, extend it beyond that line and then use TR double enter and trim it off. Okay, if it is not allowing you to draw. If this line is not required now because we have drawn it as a reference, so we can delete that. Okay, we have drawn this much portion. Now here you can see that there is a change in the surface. The curved surface is going to see this curved surface, right? This is going to be, so there will be one edge. So that edge also we have to show. So we can just extend that portion. So I will draw one, I will say copy center line from this point. I will copy it here. Okay, so this center line I have been drawn as a reference. Now I will say copy this line, CO enter with this as a reference point, and I'll copy it here. So you will get a hidden line because there is a change in the surface. You will get an edge here. So that's why we are going to show it as a edge. Then the bounding rectangle which we have to show, so that we can show easily. Just to check, yes. Okay, so this was the bounding rectangle. So this small portion which we have seen. Now, after that, this rib portion, and we'll now complete the front view. When we want to complete the front view, I can use the projection lines. Projection lines is just for a reference. So I can draw a projection. I can take a projection of these two lines, right? L enter, I will take a projection so that these lines will be visible. Now, with the help of this projection, I can easily draw this. Now, I can extend it. This is 21 millimeter and this is 10 millimeter. So this small portion is how much? 11 millimeter. So I have to extend it up to 11 millimeter, L enter. And again, I require extension of these 2 points also. L enter. Okay, here it is already there. So 11 millimeter. I will change the line type as object line. L enter from this point. Vertical distance of 11 millimeter. Okay, once you get this, I'll say copy, CO, enter, copy with this point. Wherever you want that line to be pasted, you can just copy that. And suppose if you are getting a confusion regarding the lines, you can just switch off the projection lines. Switch off the projection lines. So now you can see that only this much portion is visible. Draw the line from here to here. You can easily draw the line. This also line will be completely drawn. Here also you will get a straight line. Wherever it is not visible, you can draw. Now we can use the trim option, TR double enter. We remove this edge because this portion is not visible in the drawing. You can see that flat portion. Yes, there is a curved surface, so that's why the curved surface will be seen as a rectangle here. Okay, small curved surface is there, which will be seen as a rectangle. Now we have to show the hidden line. Okay, so I will use this hidden line as a reference. I can copy this hidden line, okay, or you can redraw it wherever you want. You can redraw it or you can copy. Just I'll redraw it. Okay, select the hidden line layer, L enter. From this point, I will select. I'll draw a line. Okay, then select this line. Use a match property option. Select it. Make it hidden. Now I can use an offset command of 10 millimeter. Right, 10 millimeter. On right side, 10 millimeter on left side. You can delete the center line which was just drawn for a reference. So I have drawn a hidden line which is representing the internal feature, right? When you observe from front, this curved surface will not be visible. This slot will not be visible. So you have to show it by hidden. Then next, from bottom, we have to draw one horizontal line which will be representing this edge 15 millimeters. So I will select this line. I'll say copy. From this selecting base point, vertical distance of 15 millimeter. Okay, so I have selected that. Then select this portion. Any line you can convert it to hidden, right? Using this feature, you can convert. Now there is a thing that both the hidden lines will never intersect. Hidden line will never intersect. So this slot will be up to this portion. Okay, beyond that there is no material, so it won't go beyond that. So this here we have just left one thing, that is from this point 20 millimeter From there, we have to draw tangent. I will select an object line. Okay, L enter. See, when you move your cursor, so it should show the tangent, but it is not showing. So what is happening? We have to go to snap settings. We have to go to snap settings, and in OSnap, object snap, the tangent might be, see, the tangent is not selected. So select that tangent, click OK. Okay. And now if I click L enter, you will get the tangent point. From this point, see, the tangent is now visible. So you will get a tangent here. This was drawn as a reference, so we'll delete it. Okay, now I will use a projection. This is very important. Turn it on. Projection lines, I will turn it on. L enter. From this point, I will take a projection here. Undo. L enter, because it is not, it is merging at this point. So I will take a projections. Okay. From this point, L enter. I will again take a projection of this point also, this rib. L enter, select the object line first, object line, L enter. From this point, draw a line. And how much is the width? 10 millimeters. So once you draw a center line, you take offset of 5 millimeter, because we want 10 millimeter as the width, 5 millimeter above it, 5 millimeter below it. You can delete the center which was drawn as a reference. Okay. Now you switch off the projection lines. So this portion will be visible. TR double enter. This line, we are not going to show it as a dark line because this won't be visible. Okay. And bottom there will be a hidden line. So this portion you have to show it as a hidden. Select this line, match property, match property. Okay. So here we have completed our, you check, yes, this is a closed one. So again, you have to make a line here, draw a line. So we have to make it close one. So we have completed the front view and top view of a given problem. Okay. So you can practice these two views. The remaining portion, the side view, we can complete it in a next session. This was regarding our first AutoCAD practical on orthographic projection. So you first set the layers, use the dimension, you complete this problem first. The question set I have shared you with in WhatsApp. So you can complete this first problem, give the dimension and all, use the layers. Then you start with the second problem. I will share the recording with you. Okay, today's practical session, I will share the recording. You can go through this recording and you have to complete this session. Okay. Yes, any difficulties?
No, sir.
Okay, so let us stop here. Let me check the attendance. Don't leave. Stop sharing. So absent numbers are roll number 9 is present. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, 53, 55, and 60. These are the absent numbers. 53, 53, 55, and 60. Okay, thank you. So you can leave the meet.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, you will upload the recording of this.